wanted to show y'all a handy little method for fire starting, and it's not just for fire starting either. Everybody knows how to use a magnifying glass, but not everybody knows, what's conducive to taking a coal and what you can use to make a coal travel with you. Let's say, you're in a survival situation with limited gear, and, fire making is a pretty difficult skill for a lot of people, and you don't want to have to resort to a bow drill or hand drill every time, especially if you're just moving from one place to the other. Here in Arkansas, we've got what we call polypore mushrooms, and these grow on the sides of all different kinds of trees, and they're very, very good for catching a coal and getting a fire started. And I mean, these things will literally smolder for hours and hours and hours. So if you can find one of these, you can you get a little coal started on one tip of it, and basically you can wrap this in some damp cedar bark or something like that, and you can take it and travel for long periods of time with it and not have to worry about your fire source when you get there. So we're going to show you how to get a solar ignition on these real quick, show you how easy it is. So just sit down. Can you see that?
Yeah.
We rolling?
Yep.
Alright, one of the most important things when you're doing any type of solar ignition is your position and how sturdy you are. Now there's a couple of different methods. I'm just using kind of an impromptu one here because this is comfortable. One of the things that you need to do is be comfortable. But you need to be in a sturdy position to where you can constantly keep the direct sunlight in the same spot. And it's real important the angle of the magnifying glass to the sun so that you get the maximum amount of energy through that light beam. And it also, you need it to be the smallest condensed spot that you can get. And you'll notice I'm kind of slightly going in circles and creating a larger and larger coal. Now this is smoking. I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera, but we're going to grow this until it's a reasonable size to catch on its own. And this polypore is one of the most unique little things that you're going to find out there for carrying a coal with you. It's probably one of the best methods that I have found, because they just burn and burn and burn forever. We did this small little piece 20 minutes ago, and it's only burned just that much. So you imagine a large piece like this. So we're good. Alright, so this tiny little coal right here, one of the things about these polypore mushrooms is just the sheer nature of the texture of them. They don't smoke as much as, 10 minutes ago, this wasn't, 15-20 minutes ago, this wasn't smoking at all. You couldn't even hardly tell that it was on fire. That's one of the reasons that these things are so phenomenal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this set, and then we're going to come back in about 15 minutes and show you about how much it's moved, so hang tight. Alright, so I went ahead and let this polypore mushroom coal work for about 15 minutes, and I've blown on it a little bit just so I could show you that, get a little bit more heat so that I could get it smoking. Because these things, they're really hard to tell if you actually have a coal, because they literally burn so slowly. This stuff's almost better than charcoal. It just lasts and lasts and lasts forever because of the texture of it. It's just so condensely packed together that it just holds a coal longer than almost anything I've found here in Arkansas. Just to get a fire started, it's super simple. You just break a chunk of this off and feed it into a bird's nest. And, it's not smoking very much now, but And there's tremendous amounts of heat coming off this thing. You have no problem whatsoever getting a fire with this. I mean, because of the nature of this stuff, even if your tinder was damp, this stuff burns so long that it's going to have time to build up heat to dry that stuff off. So throw this into your survival toolbox. It's a great method for here in Arkansas, and I know there's polypore mushrooms all over the country in different areas. You know, if you've got any extra commentary to add to this, please do. We can always use some extra info. And, you know, just please help support us by subscribing and telling your friends. That's the best way that you can help us. So thanks again.